Hi everyone, this is Fiona at Drawings in a Drawer, and if you're watching this video it means I was able to meet my goal and hold myself accountable and upload a video to YouTube 2 Fridays running. So my goal is to post or upload a video to YouTube every single Friday. And yeah, this is just the beginning. So welcome back if you've already watched a few of my videos in the past, or welcome if you are new to my channel. I would really appreciate it if you could take the time to subscribe to my channel, like, or leave a comment, because that always helps, get the algorithm to push me out there and more people to see my videos. So what I'm going to talk about today is Luminous Skin in watercolor, and today I'm sharing this painting with you that I had such fun creating. I love using the underpainting technique, and in this video you can see me use ultramarine blue as an underpainting for this portrait. That is, as usual, a tutorial that I have over on my Patreon, a fully narrated tutorial, and you will be able to access my Patreon. See the link to that in the description box and on my cover page here on YouTube. So as I said, I love using the underpainting technique to paint skin in watercolor, and this technique has actually been used over the centuries by artists, also using oils and more opaque mediums, and that is just to map out where the light and shadows are in the painting before actually going in to add the color. But I feel that it's only with watercolor that the underpainting shines through, because layer upon layer, even if you paint over a dozen layers, this medium remains transparent, so we are able to see what is underneath. I love adding pinks and reds in the wet paint in rich skin tones especially, and I love to see the colour spreading, and here and there I will try and tame it with my brush. So I will allow for some level of organicity to happen, and then I will assess if it's something that I actually like, or if the edges are too hard. I will then go in with my brush and try and, as I said, tame and control things a little bit more. The shifts between darker values, the shadows and midtones and highlights, and between cooler and warmer colours make the skin look luminous and alive. And I believe it's a transparency of watercolour, its lack of opacity, that makes the skin glow. Because if you think about it, anatomically speaking as well, skin doesn't conceal what's going on underneath. It's actually very often quite a thin layer, and there's lots going on under there, as I said, anatomically speaking, between capillaries, veins, fatty tissue and whatnot, but also on a different level. So on an emotional level, we don't only express our emotions by consciously or subconsciously contracting our facial muscles, but there's a secret language, so to speak, facial color changes that are caused by blood flow variations, transmit emotions on a more subtle level. Let's say that I took this notion and, yes, kind of ran with it. In some paintings, I almost tend to exaggerate it, or I like to use unusual colours, or even to create shapes with these colours to draw more attention to it. And that has kind of become part of my style, and it's something that I really love doing. If you're drawn to watercolour for the same reasons, for the fact that it's see-through, that you can play with building layers, with allowing the pigment and water to blend into one another, then one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is to let watercolour be watercolour before anything else. Observe how it behaves by testing with different amounts of water and pigment and different levels of thickness of consistencies. Let it drip, let it puddle, watch the effects these things create once they have dried, and learn what you like. And in the beginning, you might think what you're after is control. But my personal experience, and by communicating with others as well, it's the unpredictability of this medium that is really where the attraction lies and where the mystery and the magic can be found. Going back to our main topic, the skin, try the underpainting technique, and of course it's important to keep it light and watery and to let it dry before you start adding the next layers. After which, what I like doing is painting wet in wet and allowing for the juicy richness to come through. I also like the contrast of placing cool tones next to warm ones and letting my eye be attracted to that shift of colour. Play with the highlights, observe where they are, where they can be seen in the human face. And most likely than not, you will realise not everything is as you might have expected it to be. And I know this has been said before countless times, but paint what you see, not what you know. Start with a clean slate and look at things, in this specific case, skin, as if you've never seen it before. The smoothness you can achieve through painstakingly controlling your watercolour washes and layers is beautiful and looks so polished. But to me, there is nothing like the more random and unforeseeable result you can achieve with letting watercolour be free. Don't get me wrong, it is a journey that has its hindrances and hiccups and quite a bit of frustration too, now and then. So if that is where you are right now, fear not, my friend. It is completely normal and you just have to push through to get to the other side until you meet the next barrier. But the good thing is that in between those stumbling blocks, you are growing. Your art is evolving. As you can see here, on a whim, I went in and added these upstretched arms. I painted them wet and wet. It was possibly the easiest part of the painting. I just wanted to have them in there and go with the flow. I was extremely happy with how this painting turned out, and I really had such a good time painting this. I will see you all next Friday. I hope you will join me again. I hope I will be here, but yes, I will be here, I promise you. So if you want to see more of my work, just find me on Instagram at the handle Drawings in a Drawer, all in one word. I'm also on Facebook at Drawings in a Drawer, Fiona Di Pinto, and again on Patreon. So sending much love to you all and keep painting. Bye.